Welcome back. So in the previous video, I was talking about the name attributes, and I was actually trying to make an illustration to show us the importance of having a name. But then we filled all of this, and we're about submitting before the video cuts prematurely. But then I was talking about the fact that we can't even submit self because we didn't put anything in our form action. So I'm just going to have this fake my server. Let's assume this is where we're. If I don't put anything, it won't submit anyway, but I'm just putting this fake server address. So let's assume we're submitting to my server, for instance. Now, every of these things has a name attribute. So we're going to just refill again. I save, refresh the page once again, and then we're going to enter the information. Then go for HTML. It brings us the option, so we don't have to spend time except for password, which is good. Minimum number of experience. So rating this, we picked and submitted the file as well. So let's assume that we are picking our CV or the user. Remember, we are building a site for job searchers and job searchers rather. So let's assume the user selects his or her CV, and then the user copies. Okay, I like the autocomplete. The mobile option, let me see. Okay, you can type that by yourself. Oh my, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we have the mobile contact there, and we have a fake date of birth as well. Now, if you look here, normally, look, this is the file path we copied and pasted on our browser. If you look properly, now there's this name attribute. Now, let me submit. When I click on submit, I've clicked on submit now. It's loading here, and it should not take time. Actually, it should just be a 1 second thing, just because my own personal system is causing the delay. All right, your file could not be accessed. Now, it sent this return because this server does not actually even exist. It doesn't exist. But then, look at what we have here. Let me go back and start showing every information. Can you see? This is a file. It's sent to my server, but my server does not exist. That's why this information is here. So every information we imputed, can you see? Names is set to David plus B. Email is set to Badru David 2014. Blah blah blah. Password. The password I entered is even set to this place. Level of experience, just 2. Rating, we rated 60. Selected file, I'm looking here right now. Selected file, look at the exact file I picked on. This is the name of the file I copied. My GitHub URL, this is it here. Let's scroll forward. Every information. So that's the use of name. Without the name attributes, any information you submit might not be able to render properly to your server. So we need the name attribute so that every information in the form is rendered using the name attribute and sent in a way that it is understandable on the back end. So I believe that with this illustration, we understand the importance of the name attribute. The name attribute is what helps, all this old information is sent to the database on the back end. When it gets there, the person will, you need information to know. Okay, let me refresh the page. You need information. Okay, what did the user enter? The user's name. What's the user's name? You will not know. Let me remove the name attribute for this one. For instance, the first one, let's remove the name attribute. I save everything. So we are just going to enter name. Let me refresh the page first of all. We don't have anything here now. So let's just enter the name again now. And let me try to submit. I submit. Now, can you see my server? The others are there because there's still a name attribute there, but the particular one we fill, which is the first thing on the form, and that is full name. There is no name attribute. The others has a name attribute, and because of that, there is still expectation. Can you see email, password, experience rating? there's expectation there, but because there's no information, it is blank. But when we remove the name attribute from this particular one, you can see that there is no even provision. So even though we entered the name, there is nothing. Nothing is going to be sent to the back server. So I think this is a good illustration. This is to explain that compulsorily, you must learn to add the name attribute to your file. So I think with that now we can move forward. So initially we're going to talk about two others, and that is the radio button, and that's with also the checkbox and search. So now let's copy. By the way, let's go and return what we had. Let's return the name attribute first of all for this one. Name, sorry, okay. Name attribute set to names. Now let's add, I was talking about the checkbox and the radio button. So let's add another paragraph again, just like we've been having since. Okay, a normal paragraph, and inside of it we have label first of all, and then next we have the input itself. So input, let's do checkbox first of all. All right, now so let me save and just to show you what the checkbox looks like here. This is what it looks like. Can you see? This is what it looks like. So most often than not, you probably have more than one checkbox tied to a particular label in the paragraph. So we can have this, and of course, oh, sorry, it will definitely come with its own label. I copy and I paste. Let me do one more. So what can we give this label? Let's first give it a title, an H3 that says, okay, pick favorite sport or sport. That is, the user can pick more than one. So let's just have it this way. Now, the first one, label, we have it as football. Football. The next one, we can have it as golf. And then the third one, we can have it as basketball. Basketball. Now, remember, we have to fill in this. Type is equal to checkbox. The name, the first one, name of football. Football. Give it name of football. ID of football as well. And since the ID is football, let's give it the full attribute as well, football. So the same way, this one will give it golf, name, golf, and ID also set to golf. The third one, basketball, let's give it, okay, let's just write it in full, quite long anyway. For basketball, ID is also basketball, and then the name also basketball. So, okay, let's save, and let's refresh the page and see what we have first of all. Pick favorite sport or sports. That is, the user in this case can pick more than one. Can you see? We have the first one, football. You can either tick golf or even tick the three. That is the idea of a checkbox. Like I said, what makes a checkbox different from a radio button is that you can only tick in a radio button. You can just pick one per time. You can't tick more than one. Unlike checkbox, you can actually tick everything. So in the next video, I'm going to show us how to use the radio button as well. See you in the next video.